Hi there, I'm Peter Orker of Peter Orker Piano Tuition, and it's another Tuesday tip for better piano playing. Now, if you've been following this, you'll know that this is the third video in a set of three in which I take a piece of music that I've never played before and work through it and just demonstrate some of the stages that we can go through to achieve a performance level. So the piece I chose was the Allemande from Bach French Suite number 5. It's not super easy, but it's not like super duper virtuoso playing that's going to take a year or so to get up to scratch. So it's kind of in the middle there. I guess around about grade 7, grade 8 sort of standard. So I've been showing how I would go about this on camera. And haven't been practicing in between the videoed sessions, so you can see something of the progression from kind of just muddling through it up to hopefully something approaching a performance standard. So today what I'm going to do is show you, well, I'm going to try and play it through at that kind of level, having gone through it on camera, of course. First of all, muddling through, and the second stage was hands separately but quite slowly, then hands together quite slowly, and if there were mistakes we went back over those mistakes, got them, pulled them out, got them as good as we could before we put them back into the overall texture of the piece. So now it's like crunch time really. Well, I'm going to try, I'll just do the first page for reasons of brevity, and I'm going to try and get something approaching the correct performance speed now, and I'm going to do things like adding in the ornaments, which I hadn't really looked at very carefully in the previous times through, and I'm just going to put some dynamics in as well if I can work out where to put them. The thing about Bach, of course, is that the levels of authentic dynamic indications on a Bach score are very few and far between. In common with music of that period, it was sort of left up to the discretion of the performer a lot more than later music, where almost in some cases every note was given a dynamic marking, and you had crescendos printed in or written in. You had diminuendos and accelerandos, and everything like that was all written in. In the Baroque time that Bach was writing in, that didn't tend to be written into the score, apart from sometimes just very broad elements, like it might say play the whole of this section forte, F, loud. That would lead, or sometimes no dynamics at all, which would lead to something very dull to listen to. It wouldn't have a great deal of light and shade and shaping to it. So quite a lot is left to the discretion of the player when playing Bach, as long as you know, you don't go completely off-piste, as it were, and sort of put crazy things in and play it like Rachmaninoff or something like that. You still have to keep within the sort of general stylistic confines of the Baroque period. So I'm going to try and do something of that. This is kind of off the top of my head actually, but what I would do, and I'm not going to make any more videos after this on this subject, but what I would probably do is I'd get something that I like, generally like, I'd probably grab a pencil and put in some dynamic markings after playing it through a few times and thinking, do I like that? Do I like that crescendo there? Do I like that sudden loud note there? Whatever it happens to be. A good tool as well, which we can use now in the 21st century, is our smartphones, because we can record ourselves so easily, and we can play it back and sort of with fresh ears really, and think, do I really mean that? Or did that sound awful? So apologies if some of this might sound awful, because I'm kind of slightly improvising really what kind of dynamics I'm going to do. So I'm just going to do the first page, see what happens. Okay, Now, if there are any actual technical mistakes like wrong notes and things like this, going back to the previous video, I said don't let any mistakes go uncorrected. That kind of still applies. I'm just for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be a little bit more lenient on myself, just for time reasons. But normally, if I was actually doing this for a concert or something, then I might well. I wouldn't let something like a mistake, a timing error, or a wrong note, or even a wrong fingering. I wouldn't try not to let that pass, and I would go back and I'd correct. I'd use the previous method of going to the bar before, work on the mistake, and then the bar after the mistake. Get that solid. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this is going to all not be too bad. So here we go. I'm going to try the first page. At a reasonable tempo, with ornaments and dynamics. Well, what do you think? What do you think? I don't think that was too bad. Not perfect, but it's certainly, you can feel there's a lot more security there. My fingers, generally speaking, know what they're doing and pretty much doing the right thing. I probably have to think a bit more about things like the articulation, so legatos and staccatos. I thought I'd do that. Put some staccato notes to give it a bit of bounce. Where did I do it? Oh, I can't see where it was now. I think it was the left hand there. Yeah, I thought that would sound it quite. So I sort of try it again. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. And then there's this bit along here. Yeah. And there. I thought there maybe sounded, and then I went legato again here. And so on. Yeah, and then there's this little phrase here towards the end of that page, where you suddenly get that quite surprising F natural in the right hand. That one. So you kind of, your ear sort of expects it to stay with the sharp, as we're in that sort of major sort of tonality. But he doesn't, does he? He does this. So maybe that needs just a bit of pointing there. Just so it, you know, it not so much stands out, but it makes its point as a musical statement along there. Well, as I said, that was far from perfect, but I feel that was kind of getting there. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go off camera for a bit, and I'm going to work at it for 10-15 minutes, something like that, and then I'm going to do a performance of the whole thing, and you can have a listen to that, and well, you can draw your own conclusions, can't you? Well, actually, what I'll do before I video myself doing a complete performance after having 10-15 minutes on this off camera. Let's just go back and hear a little bit of my muddle through performance. The first time I'd kind of encountered this piece and sort of tried it through a few weeks ago, and that would be a good comparison to see how far it's sort of come from the first attempt to something approaching a performance stand. So it's just a little clip of my muddle through. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that and found it useful or informative. And next time we'll do a Tuesday tip that's more focused on one particular task, as we've done before. So it won't be in like 3 parts like this last set has been. So if you enjoyed the Tuesday tip today and would like to continue following me, do like and share. Be aware that I do have a YouTube channel as well, which you can search out for, Peter Orca Piano, and all of the videos I do for the Facebook page do go on there, and I'm planning to add some more exclusive material onto the YouTube channel as well, so do go have a look at that, sign up, subscribe to that channel, and in the meantime I'm still teaching piano by Zoom. And so if you're interested in having some one-on-one lessons, then do feel free to contact me either through my website at peterorca.net, or you can even book lessons directly through the Facebook page if you want to, or just contact me through the Facebook page if that's easier. And so for now, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.